Hello and welcome to a Patreon exclusive episode of Allegedly Astrology. Each episode we break down the astrology that happened during some of the biggest scandals and events in history.
Welcome our newest patrons, Jenna and Brenna, and it rhymes. And I love that.
Cute, Jenna and Brenna. Fun. I wonder, do you guys already know each other? If not, you should get to know each other. That's what our Patreon community is for, getting to know other astro nerds. So, Dana, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about different kinds of nerds. We're talking about Elon Musk, and this was a request from Chloe. So thank you so much for submitting, Chloe.
Thank you for submitting,
we appreciate
Chloe.
it.
And as a reminder, anyone can submit topics. Slide into our DMs, please. We'd love to hear from you. So let's get started. Elon Musk, who is he? He's a businessman, engineer, inventor, investor. He's the wealthiest person in the world. Lots of different stats floating out there, but as of 2022, he had a net worth of $232 billion with a B doll hairs. And he's the CEO and CTO of SpaceX, co-founder, CEO, and product architect of Tesla Motors, chairman of Solar City, co-chairman of OpenAI, co-founder of Zip2, co-founder of PayPal, and owner of Twitter/X, which I refuse to say X, but
Same.
He's also pretty controversial due to his love of procreation, his relationship with Grimes, and his Twitter/X rants. So let's learn more about him and his astrology.
So he was born into a wealthy South African family, and at an early age, it was quite evident that he was really good with computers and also like starting little businesses. And at age 12, he created a video game and then sold it to a computer magazine. So aggressive.
Also, Elon Musk considers himself like self-made and coming up on his bootstraps, but he was from like a very, very wealthy family. So don't get it twisted, folks.
I mean, if you see his mother's sweaters, you just know that she's been there before.
Yeah. She has quiet luxury.
Yeah, I hate that trend. It's so dumb.
I hate that trend.
I guess, though, like, because I just listened to like a podcast about the whole drama about a few years ago when they said Kylie was a self-made billionaire when Forbes listed her that. And like, what does self-made mean? And according to Forbes, it's like you didn't inherit your company from a family member. You made your company. It's not necessarily like you came from nothing.
There should be an asterisk then on it.
I know. Yeah, I agree.
There's an new requirements. Because for sure, okay, they're self-made then. I agree based on the definition that they're self-made, but like, okay.
Yeah, it's like there's a difference between becoming self-made because, you know, it's like the difference from like building a skyscraper from ground zero and building a skyscraper from like 100 stories up already.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm saying that if I had the money, I would, you know, be already a billionaire too. I would be reading books in bed every day, or like I don't know, walking around. But look, yeah,
Walking around.
I would be doing what I do now.
Oh, just walking around outside. And anyway, what's his big three?
So Elon Musk, self-made billionaire, was born on June 28th, 1971 at 7:30 a.m. in Pretoria, South Africa. And he has his sun in Cancer, his moon in Virgo, and he's a Cancer rising.
I thought this bro was going to be straight Aquarius.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah.
He does have his Mars in Aquarius and his North Node.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So his sun and Cancer, or his sun and rising are both Cancer. So he also has Mercury in Cancer, exactly conjunct the ascendant, and that rules his moon in Virgo. And so the moon and Mercury are in mutual reception, right? They rule each other. They're also both in the houses of their joy. So I do believe that he has a strong intellect and he's thoughtful. And of course he is. But like, if I had to mute him on Twitter because he does not seem either of those things.
I'm going to get a Cancer Mercury like right on his ascendant. It was like, obviously those Twitter rants. Like,
I feel like that's maybe, I wonder, to me that almost, I feel like that's like someone who has a sense of good timing, right? So he maybe knows what the world wants or needs in that moment for the business, right? Like the world needs these cars now, and so he makes it. I don't know. And so they also...
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I got that.
The moon's always sort of like, he just knows, you know, exactly what the time is because he's ruled by it. So these placements also square his Uranus and Chiron. So he has his Uranus in Libra and his Chiron in Aries. And so the Sun and Mercury in Cancer square Uranus and Libra in his fourth house, which is innovative technology and unconventional relationships, maybe fleeting parents. And then the square to his Chiron in his 10th house. Chiron's the wound. So I feel like this is why he's so desperate for attention. Chiron in Aries wants to be playful, but with his Sun and Mercury in Cancer in the 1st house, and then in mutual reception with his Virgo 3rd house moon, I wouldn't be surprised if the only validation he ever received was with regards to academic accomplishments. The 3rd house has so much to do with school, and Cancers know that there are expectations of them. So we also have Saturn in Gemini, conjunct my Sun, as all evil men have some conjunction with my chart, in his 12th house. And the 12th house can be like what we long for. So I feel like he longs to be the class clown. Or I mean, it's pretty evident. But then we look at his Virgo moon, and it's rejoicing in his 3rd house. So it loves to be in this house. Also, that also kind of has to do with really good timing. So maybe if you're out there and you have your moon in your 3rd house, I think that could have to do with good timing. That's part of the reason it rejoices there. You can be really present.
Good timing, luck. That makes up for a lot of success in people's lives. His timing is everything.
Yeah. I mean, we made a whole podcast about it, right? We had to study the mechanics of time so much. And so his moon squares his Saturn in Gemini and his Neptune in Sagittarius. And this, I think, can be like suppressing emotions or having an avalanche of emotions, but maybe nothing in between. And I'm not surprised that Grimes had to leave him, because that could definitely be confusing for like people around you. Or, I mean, it could also be definitely creative. That's why Neptune is so present in creativity. And then also, I think Saturn doesn't get looked at enough, or maybe I overlooked it in the past for creativity, because limits are so important for creation. Like, whether it be time or, sort of like money. I guess he's not limited in that capacity. Maybe that's why he's not creative anymore. But yeah.
Is there anything in his chart that would show like he would be so rich? Well, Mars in the 8th, I guess.
Mars in the 8th. Also, I'm 98% sure that he was born a year that Mars retrograded. So it's like still there, and that's so heavy. It's really sort of pursuing the wealth. And Mars also in Aquarius, it's like so much funding is going to him, Aquarius being the collective, the populace.
Yeah.
And then Saturn ruling that and trine it. So Saturn in Gemini, trining his Mars and North Node in Aquarius in the 8th house, the 8th house being like crowdfunding,
Yeah, like other people's money, loans.
And so that the trine there, like Saturn holds on to stuff. So that's why he's able to keep it.
Yeah, it's also kind of like even after one success, he still wants more success, and he still like keeps knocking down companies and things to just like, a lot of people would be just satisfied with doing one of the things he's done. So we'll kind of get into like all of his money-making schemes.
Also, the North Node is increase, and so there's just like it, and it like creates sort of like a propulsion or like a want for it. So it like really increases Mars' power there.
Cool. So just crushing it.
Sure.
Crushing it. But Elon eventually left South Africa because he was not down with the whole apartheid situation, and he did not want to go into the military, and he thought that there were better opportunities abroad.
So he gets a Canadian passport and attended Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, and then he transfers to University of Pennsylvania and gets a degree in physics and economics.
He then started grad school at Stanford, but he left after only 2 days because he felt that the internet had much more potential to change society. So he was like, I'm going to do that. That being the internet.
Yeah, like that timing that Dana was talking about. Like, he literally was like, no. So he then founds Zip2, which is a company that provided maps and business directories to online newspapers. And it eventually was bought by the computer manufacturer Compaq, which I don't even know if.
Oh my God, I remember Compaq. That's so funny. I haven't heard that name in a while.
I don't think they're around.
It's crazy though. So this is like the second time in his life that a company just came in and like bought his idea from him, like bought him out. So.
And then
wouldn't be the last.
I know. And then Elon founded an online financial services company, X.com, which later became PayPal, and that was bought by eBay in 2002 for $1.5 billion.
During the research of this script is when I realized the obsession that Elon has with the letter X. Like, I didn't realize he's been trying to make X happen for like 20 years.
And then like fun, right?
Yeah. Like, he's like obsessed with X, like SpaceX, like turning Twitter into X. Like, it's just a lot of X's. But anyway, Elon is all about hoping that humanity survives. So he thinks in order to do that, we have to become a multi-planet species, aka live on like another planet other than Earth. However, he was really upset with the quality and the expense of rocket launchers. So he founded Space Exploration Technologies, aka SpaceX, to make more affordable rockets.
Cool.
Which is such a nerd
What
thing,
a problem
I guess.
we have. Oh my God, our quality of rocket launchers is low. Meanwhile, everyone's just like, can't even get healthcare. But anyway, Elon's also about cars. He loves his toys, specifically electronic ones. So in 2004, he became one of the major funders of Tesla, and Tesla became a big deal because unlike most previous electric vehicles, Teslas were like cool looking, very futuristic.
Yes. As before, all the cars were lame. So obviously, as we're talking about, Elon is very innovative. He's very forward thinking. Dana, is there anything in his chart that might indicate this? You kind of touched on it already.
Yeah, I'm going to rehash some things. But so Mercury rejoicing in the first house, it conjunct the ascendant and in mutual reception with his moon in Virgo, rejoicing in his third house. This is about, again, intellect, thoughtfulness, and definitely the ability to concretize ideas. The moon is your physical body, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and it's about manifesting the ideas of manic Gemini ideas. Virgo, gets manic on Earth with it. And then Uranus squares his Mercury, which is for sure an aspect of innovation and always challenging yourself to think of the next thing, and squares his sun and ascendant. And so this is what he's known for and how he sees himself, I think. It's sort of like he sees himself as like a real rabble rouser. I also feel like Uranus with Libra is about relationships, so that's not this. Then he also has Saturn and Gemini rejoicing in his 12th house, opposite Neptune and Sagittarius, and his moon in Virgo T-squares this aspect, so it's like a slingshot. And so this is like I'm thinking about basketball, a free flow of creativity, ideas, and definitely challenging one's own parameters, because again, Saturn is limits and Neptune is like dissolution, so it's sort of like how far can we go? And it's the axis of curiosity. And then his midheaven in Aries being ruled by his Mars in Aquarius conjunct the North Node in his 8th house. The midheaven is legacy and how the public sees you. And the ruler of his midheaven in the 8th house of investments. This is that, of course, he's known for being wealthy and having made wise investments. And then Mars conjunct the North Node like swells his bank account. And in Aquarius, it's ruled by Saturn in his 12th house of hidden enemies. So he's also well-known but not well-liked.
Yeah, so he basically has like, the ability to just be very forward-thinking and always being able to locate these business opportunities. And people also probably give him money and trust him. So honestly, chic for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And something else that Elon has been in the news for is his relationship with Twitter, aka X.
Yes, just from here on out, we are never calling it X. We're just calling it Twitter. We know that is X, but I refuse to call it.
I don't even think it is X. I'm on Twitter all the time. No one calls it. No one I don't know. Whatever.
It's like fetch. He's trying to make X happen. It's not going to happen.
Elon Musk is Gretchen Wieners.
To hear the rest of this episode and learn more about Dana's predictions about Elon Musk, subscribe to the Allegedly Astrology Patreon. For just $5 a month, you get 2 extra bonus episodes, monthly horoscopes, and so much more. See you there.